Welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about oral health. Did you know that your oral health is an important determinant in your overall health? Now, you may have heard the term microbiome. However, you've heard it most likely in relationship to your gut, your stomach. But there's also a microbiome in our mouth, and this is known as an oral microbiome. Understand that there are many strains of bacteria that's located in the mouth, and having good oral hygiene to adjust this bacteria is important. Not only is it important from the factor of brushing your teeth every day, you also need to spend time to address your gums. Your gums are very, very important. And your gums act as a barrier that helps to fight inflammation. So if your gums are unhealthy, you can't fight inflammation. Now, gum disease has been linked to heart disease, stroke, and also to diabetes. So here are some tips for better oral hygiene. So the first one I'm going to talk about is coconut oil pulling, or using it as a mouthwash. So the coconut oil actually pulls the bacteria out of your mouth. You want to use 1 to 2 teaspoons of coconut oil in your mouth. You're going to swish it around like a mouthwash for 10 minutes. I know it sounds like a long time. It is a long time for swishing around. However, it does work. The key factor here is spit that oil into a paper towel, not into the sink, because it will clog your pipes. Afterwards, you brush your teeth, wash your mouth out well afterwards. Now, the next thing is we're going to talk about flossing. So flossing is really important because a lot of times people floss incorrectly. So today we're going to go over flossing. Got my floss. I like to use Glide. Oral-B is another good one. When you floss, you don't want to make the mistake of sawing into the gum. So you don't want to come down here and start sawing, because if you saw into the gum, you're actually going to create more gum inflammation and you can create more dysfunction. So when you floss, you want to floss like more so in a scoop. So it's down one side and up the other side. So it's down one side and up the other side. And again, you want to avoid that flossing. And also just putting it down in the tooth and lifting it up doesn't do a good job either. As important as the floss, you also have to be careful of not flossing too much. And I had that habit as well, whereas flossing several times during the day and actually causing a problem in the gum. So although I was flossing correctly, it was still flossing too much. Next, a good toothpaste. I like to use Tom's toothpaste. Tom's toothpaste does not have fluoride. I know that for most of us who grew up in the 50s and 60s, we were told that you need fluoride. Well, it turns out that we probably don't need fluoride. So I like to use a natural toothpaste, so you can use a periodic toothpaste as well. Next I want to talk about is brushing your teeth. I'm going to talk about this in 2 factors today. One, from the oral microbiome as we're discussing, but also from a lower back perspective. I think it's also good to use a water pick. So you can use a water pick prior to brushing or after. The water pick actually gets rid of some more of that bacteria in around the gums and teeth. It's just part of the good oral hygiene. So brushing your teeth with a regular toothbrush, and I recommend everybody use an electric toothbrush or battery operated toothbrush. With a regular toothbrush, we have a tendency to lean over the sink and scrub. The problem with leaning over the sink is, especially in the morning, when our back is stiff, we lean 5 degrees in this forward flexion movement and do this, and we get up, oop, that's when the back goes out. And I can't tell you how many times I've documented that after bending over, getting up, or just bending over, that's when somebody's back went out on them. So using an electric toothbrush is great. Now the idea is you want to let the electric toothbrush do the work, not you. So you don't want to scrub. You want to turn it on and let the toothbrush do the work. Now what you want to do is make sure you're leaning it up against each tooth individually, and then you go to the tops, and then you go to the backs. Same thing with up top as well. So the front surface, underneath the tooth, and then behind the tooth. And then any areas where you have plaque, you should definitely just take a little extra time and hold it on there and let the toothbrush do the work. Most electric toothbrush comes with a 2-minute time limit. So I'm saying, yeah, you should brush your teeth for 2 minutes. I think it's really important for not only the health of the teeth, it's the health of the gums. That's what we're talking about today. And lastly, it's important to get to a periodontist. So a periodontist is an individual who specializes in gum health. And I think if you're over the age of 40, you definitely need to get to a periodontist now. And the reason why is because you want to get a good baseline. And the second reason is because if there's something happening now at the age of 40, can you imagine waiting a decade later it'll be more damage to your teeth, more damage to your gums, and it's not worth it. So again, in summary, do the coconut oil pulling. I think that's great. Remember, don't spit it into the sink. Spit it into a paper towel because it can clog your pipes. Floss properly, but don't floss too often. You should floss after each meal. Use an electric or battery operated toothbrush. I think it's great. You can get battery operated toothbrush for work. Use a good mouth rinse. Use a natural toothpaste. It can be a prebiotic toothpaste, and you can get toothpaste without fluoride. And that's it for now. So take care of yourself, take care of your teeth, take care of your gums, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.